All right, y'all, what's going on? This is SBN Resonate here. I'm just going to be kind of touching up on some of the things that I said in my last video from this, I Surrender All. And I'm going to be talking about power and fighting our way in life and other things. So, just bear me out when I speak. I want to make my words, as thorough as I can. So if I take a second to speak, it's because I'm thinking of what I'm going to say. I just don't want to get on here and blurt any old thing out. So I put a lot of time into what I'm going to tell y'all. I don't just get on here and start speaking a bunch of stuff, out of my mouth right away. So here's the problem that I have with power and fighting our way through life, because I wrote this in my notebook. Why do we fight our way through life? And why do we fight against death? And why do we fight against time when we can't stop either one of those from happening? But yet there's so many of us. We fight for this power, and we fight to glorify ourselves. And all that we do when we boast in ourselves and we say, I have pride in myself and this is about me, then that's all it becomes about, is you and nobody else. And see, this is the problem with people in power, is that they don't care about nothing but their ego, money. They don't care about other people and what people need. This is why I myself, I have a problem when I hear people constantly boasting about how great they are and all these things that they have. Because it's kind of like I'm watching them, even though we're all gonna die, even though all of our time is short. It's like I'm watching them battle themselves. It's almost like they're fighting themselves when they're doing this, if that makes any sense. And I'm done fighting myself. I'm done fighting this life. I don't want to go through life fighting, because this is what so many of us do. We fight our way through lives. We fight our way through life. And I told y'all the other day, I think I need to explain this. I don't really need to, but I will explain this to y'all. What I meant when I say that I surrender, yes, I do that as a personal thing for myself. I surrender even if even if Jesus Christ and God is not a reality, even if there is not a creator. I want to get this through to y'all. That is not what matters. I don't care about that. You see, I don't care if it's a reality or not. It's something that I have to do. I have to surrender to something other than myself. I mean, is it me surrendering unto myself? Maybe it is me surrendering to myself. But I don't have the power to do the things that I do. I mean, how many of us honestly really think about this? How many of you honestly think that all of this just came to be? And we're here, and we have a heart, and we have a mouth to taste, and ears to hear, and feet to walk with, and hips to move, and private parts to have sex with, and all this stuff, hair to comb, veins in our system, a circulatory system. How do you think that all of this just came to be? Now, whether that is God or it is genetics and it is DNA, then I see DNA and genetics as God, because what else could have done this? Really think about this stuff. Don't listen to what some guy's telling you on how we came from apes and and oh, we just came from the ocean and we came from water and stuff. Yes, water is the necessity of life. We all need water. But how did all this just come to be? You know, I'm sorry, but for me, I am, and I don't want to say banking or betting, because I will never bank or bet on the Creator. That is not the word I want to use. But I highly doubt that there isn't something that created this. Now, is it God? Is it a person, a thing, an entity, or is it DNA and genetics and these strands of DNA that came together like some kind of form to make us? It's one or the other, but I'm more going towards God as being a reality, and Jesus Christ dying to show us that we are not capable of doing anything outside of what God gives us. And if God has mercy and all these things, and I understand this, there are things going on in the world that I do not understand myself, and I still go, why? Why would this be this way if there's a God? Why would God allow this? Why would God allow kids to have cancer and things like this? Listen, I don't understand that, but I'm not just shooing it off. I realize that it's still happening and it's still there. You know, and I don't know if it's a brother or a sister on this channel, and whoever you are, I have absolutely nothing against you at all. I look at you the same way as I will always look at human beings. I don't see human beings as any different. We're all flesh, blood, and bone and water. We're all going to live. We're all going to die. We're all going to do things in our life that we might not have wanted to do. And we're all going to think other things. But a brother said, they're brainwashing you. You're getting brainwashed. You know, don't be brainwashed, basically. I don't know the exact words that he used, but it was in those terms of that you're letting them brainwash you. Let me tell you something. Like I said, whether God or Jesus is real, the surrendering part is something that I have to do personally. That has nothing to do with any other person that I ever speak to but myself, because you are only you. You know what I'm saying? You are only ever going to be yourself. You're never going to be no one else. So this all comes down to whether or not you want to do that yourself, or you want to go that path. Because look what power has done. Look at what power has done to every single leader. Look what power has done to every person that boasts in and of themselves, and they say, I got this. I have this thing, and I am better than everyone, and I can do this all by myself. Look what has happened to Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, all the rulers of Japan when it was World War II. Every one of them fell. Every single one of them fell. And even America, we were no better. We were fighting and we were shedding people's blood too. But the thing is, I don't have an answer for all that. It happened the way it happened because that's how it happened. I don't know if God ordained that or he just let men do what they do. But either way, this comes down to each one of us has a choice to make, whether we are going to do this over here, or we're going to do that over there, or we're going to do this today. Listen, I'm not saying that I am going to wake up every day and I am just going to have a great day and I'm going to go through the day and everything is going to be fine. I'm not saying that I completely changed, but all I know is that I have got to surrender. Because me fighting myself and me fighting other people, what am I doing when I fight? If it's not friendly competition, what are we doing when we fight ourselves and other people? We're either killing them, we're either destroying them. These people are our flesh, blood, and bone brothers and sisters, even though we don't have the same mothers and fathers, and we don't have the same grandmothers and the same grandfathers. We are all people, are we not? So how can I look at this man or this woman or anybody like they're different from me? They're not different. We're all human beings in this thing. And I know all of y'all know that. I know all of you know this stuff. But this whole surrender thing, what has society taught us our whole lives? What has our brothers and our fathers and people in our family taught us our whole lives? You got to be a tough guy, play football, have pride in your team. You know, and what do? We all fall for this same thing. I don't have a problem with a friendly competition. I don't have a problem if somebody wants to play football and they want to do that to their own body, they can do that. If I could go back, I would have never played football for myself. I would have never played. I was just doing it to fit in and look cool. I didn't even want to play football. I mean, I was a decent punter. I was the punter on our team. I punted the football because I have strong legs. But yeah, this whole pride thing, it's everywhere. It's being taught to everyone to just be prideful. Have pride in yourself. You can do this. You can do everything. And then there's these motivational videos that are telling you that you can do everything in your power. It's up to you. You have the power to do it. And none of us are surrendering and giving our lives, even if it's not a reality. Where none of us are surrendering and saying, look, I don't want to fight against life. I just want to live life. And if there is a creator, then I want to live for the creator. I want to know that my spot in eternity is, cemented. That I lived my life for the one that made me. Now, whether he's there or not, it doesn't matter. It's a win-win situation either way, y'all. Because if I die and there is no God and there is nothing, then I just die and I go into the ground and I rot away and I am forever forgotten. A couple people might watch my videos. A couple people might know me as being Nate and being SBN RESONATE if I never change my name again, which I don't think I'm going to. But who knows? I don't know what's going to happen from now until whenever. But I don't want to fight against time. I don't want to fight knowing that one day, yes, I am going to die. But until that day, what am I doing? Until that day, what am I doing with myself? And I apologize for the camera being shaky. I'm trying to keep it as still as I can, but I'm walking in this field. I'm doing more of my earthing stuff, as you can see. If you can see my feet, they're a little dirty. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Everything I'm telling you, it's just stuff that I'm going through. It's the way that I'm living. I can't live anyone's life, but I don't know. It's not about me anymore. And I don't want it to be about me. See, that is the greatest part of it, is that when it's not about me, then I don't have to give myself the credit, and I don't have to feel ashamed. When I'm exalting him and I'm exalting the creator and I'm surrendering and saying, I do not want the credit, I exalt you, I don't want any of it, then I'm not ashamed. And then I think that's what Romans 1:16 means. It means, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, because I am exalting him, not myself anymore. Isn't that great? When you don't have to exalt yourself and you don't have to fight through your day, because the mercy of God is upon you and the grace of God is upon you. That you don't have to work your way to this, to having this merit with God. You don't have to work your way to this heaven that you think exists. You don't have to work your way to it. It's already there for you. It's already laid out for you. But what have we been influenced by? See, this is what you have to go back, and it's the hardest thing for you and I to reflect in the mirror. It is the hardest thing for us to do, is to take a look at our own lives and say, what did I do to get to this point? God has never forced you to do anything. And even if there isn't a God, life has not forced you to be anything. There might have been situations that you were in that might have forced you to do something, but you still had a choice what to do. If we didn't have a free will, if we didn't have the true freedom to do what we want, then what would this be? If God just showed up out of nowhere and said, I am God, I am here, okay, now what? What would we do? And listen, I don't want to start, because it sounds like I'm Bible thumping y'all, and I'm doing a lot of things that I don't want to do myself, because I'm not like that. But this whole thing, I think we just have a lot of things twisted around, you know. You do not have to deserve grace. You don't have to deserve grace. You do not work your way up to deserve mercy and grace. And the things that do happen on our planet that are out of our control, yes, we may have to suffer for a time, and we may have to die and go through pain. But don't you think if there is something that created this, and there is something that actually made us, don't you think that it knows what it's doing if it did do all this? And even though there's these horrible things going on, you know, I don't have the answer, and I'm not sitting here trying to figure it out, because I don't know. I do not know as a person. But there's so many things that are influencing us and that are telling us the opposite of how to be today. And it's so easy to fall into that. I know how easy it is, because I almost fell back into it today. I woke up and I almost forgot to surrender myself unto God, Jesus, whatever my mind thinks I need to surrender to. I almost forgot. I almost woke up and I felt like, what do I have to do to get through this day, to fight through this day, to get myself through this day, to get myself through the day? And it just never works. It never works. Every time I do that, I always find myself burying myself deeper into a pit. I always find myself digging my own hole, so to speak. And I know, listen, I don't even understand everything, why I do and why I say everything it is that I say and do. I don't even understand it myself. And I don't think it's meant for me to understand everything. Because if we understood everything, then what would it be? What would be the reason for us to keep living or to keep going on and doing this? If we knew for sure if there was a God and a creator, or Jesus Christ really did die for our sins on the cross, and he shed his blood so that we would put it on him. You see, listen, when we talk about Jesus, Jesus takes the burden for us. That's why he died on the cross, is not for us to keep doing all these things to prove that we can live up to the standard of Jesus. That's not what it means. It means putting all of your burdens, all of your hurts and pains onto him. That's what the cross means. You're forwarding that onto him, if that makes sense. And I know a lot of you, it doesn't make sense. A lot of you, it might not click, and that's okay. I'm not judging any of you. There is a verse, and I can't remember a lot of verses, but it's in there. It's He took up our slack, basically, you know? He died for our transgressions. He took the brunt of what we're doing. He took the brunt of, And I don't know, I can't sit here and pretend to know the verses and stuff because I haven't been in there for 10 or 11 years. Like I told y'all, I have not been really doing what I was doing 10, 11 years ago when I went there from 2009 to 2011. It's actually 2009 to 2010. I said 2010 to 2011. It's actually 2009 to 2010, where I was at peace and I had peace and I was praying and I was meditating and I was surrendering. I was working out. I was doing a lot of things. But here's the thing. At that time, I did not surrender myself. That's the one thing. I just told you that I was surrendering. But I didn't completely and fully exalt him. You see, I was still trying to exalt myself with him and through him. I was trying to exalt myself. I wasn't giving all the credit with my music and everything that I did. I was not giving everything to Jesus and God. And if you're not giving everything, it's kind of like half-stepping with this. For me, and I'm speaking for me, I'm not speaking for you. Half-stepping with this is going to take me right back to where I came from. You see? It's going to take me right back to trying. It's going to take me right back to working. It's going to take me right back to thinking I have the power. It's going to take me right back to all those things. It's going to take me right back to digging the hole for myself. Do you understand? If I don't surrender to the creator of the universe, God, Jesus, that's what's going to happen. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to do that again, because I'd be lying to you if I said that I wouldn't. You see? So with that, y'all, thank you for watching. In the name of the Father, the Son, Jesus Christ, and Holy Spirit, unto you, no credit or glory unto myself. I exalt him, the Creator. Thank you for watching. Later.